on BBC Radio Humberside.
Old man 67 says it's not just the NHS bullying, all the cuts Hull City Council are making, working short-handed now, being forced into shift work to bring us more stress. What do you think this morning? We're going to talk to Duncan Rzysko, who is from the Stress Management Society, and I'm not sure, is this a real job title or not? I suspect it probably is. He's the Chief Inspiration Officer. Is that right, Duncan? Morning to you. Are you there, Duncan?
I'm here, hello.
Morning to you. Are you really Chief Inspiration Officer?
Am I really?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm really Chief Inspiration
What
Officer.
a great job title that is. What does a Chief Inspiration Officer do?
I go around inspiring people.
Do you? How?
That's it. And you've inspired me this morning, actually, Bernsey, because I've been spending the last 5 minutes trying to look for my Swidell turkey shirt.
£1,000, the landlord, Sean at the Botanic, will pay for it.
You should see the state of my office right now.
What happens? What do you do then as Chief Inspiration Officer at the Stress Management Society?
Stress Management Society. Well, primarily I'm a project manager and a trainer. So I listen to our clients, put together packages for them, and I inspire people and to make them more resilient, specifically with stress in mind.
Right, okay. And are we seeing... the reason we're talking about this morning is the NHS staff survey and locally in Hull. Lot of stress. 45% of staff in the NHS in Hull say they're stressed. 38% claim they've been bullied or harassed by their own colleagues, which I found a striking figure. But are you seeing more people and more organisations with stress?
Yeah, I would certainly say the public sector is particularly at risk for stress. But certainly since the 2008-2009 recession, we're seeing more and more people affected with stress because of whether that's redundancies or whether that's job uncertainty or whether that's financial problems at home or anything like that. So we're certainly seeing people more affected with stress. Since that 2008-2009 crash, companies have been expecting the same for less, or particularly more for less. So they keep pressing that more button on people, more. But people aren't machines, are they? If you keep redlining an engine, if you keep revving an engine so it goes into that red line, what's going to happen to people? Well, they're going to bust, aren't they? And then we start seeing these symptoms of stress, so whether that's illnesses or whether that's, as we've certainly seen in that NHS survey, whether that's bullying. People will present with these symptoms of stress. So are people more stressed at work? I think they are, yes.
So it's more costly in the long run then, basically?
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, of course. So if you are more stressed, you're not going to perform as well. Let's look at that, the stress reaction. What happens during the stress reaction? Well, you're put into that fight or flight mode, aren't you? So you're on that high alert already. So you start not thinking clearly, so you make poor decisions. What's one of the first things that goes in a stress reaction? Well, it's communication, or the quality of that communication. And we start backbiting, and we start, nitpicking people, micromanaging people. And I think that's probably what we've seen with that NHS survey as well. Also, I think with the NHS, you don't really hear good news stories, do you? So you've got a lot of very kind of highly trained people, very dedicated people who like going to work, like doing what they do. But you don't hear many good news stories coming out of the NHS. So that's got to be incredibly disheartening too.
Yeah, no, I can appreciate that. No, you've made me feel guilty now.
Why?
Well, maybe we don't do enough good news from the NHS.
But it's not newsworthy, is it?
Well, yeah, but it's an interesting point that there is undoubtedly brilliant stuff going on in the NHS, and we try and celebrate it. But you're right that the media as a whole will focus on the negative.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think we've seen that particularly. You do that in a time of stress, don't you? You seem to focus on the problem, not the solution.
So what can organisations and then individuals do to reduce... If you're a good organisation, what should you be doing with your employees to reduce their stress and therefore save you money in the long run?
I think, first of all, you have to empower people. You have to trust people to do the job that they're employed to do, lessen the micromanaging, give them tolerances within which to express themselves. So they're, cost tolerances, time tolerances, etc., etc. We've seen, particularly over the last 13 years, we've been, the Stress Management Society have been up and running for the last 13 years. We've had a look at the most successful companies, and they're the ones that put well-being as the centre of everything that they do. So companies like Google, and in particular a company like Iceland in the UK. And we've seen that they have, they follow what we would call like a 7 E's framework.
A what? Sorry, Duncan?
A 7 E's framework. That's something that we've developed.
Right.
So are the staff engaged? Are senior management exemplifying values with which everyone has signed up to? Are the staff empowered? Are they encouraged? Can you empathise with your staff? What are you doing to make sure that this stuff is going on? So as an employer, I want to set those frameworks within which people can express themselves. But also, let's look at if people are overstressed. One of the most criminally underused resources in British industry is something called the Employee Assistance Programme. And this is something that a lot of companies employ third parties for. And the Employee Assistance Programme is it's like a helpline where you can phone up and get put in contact to any kind of expert that you want. And it's one of the most criminally underused resources in British industry because people don't know what it's for and they don't know it's there either. So,
and, how do people access that, Duncan?
Well, a lot of the time it's included in staff induction, but you could just ask your line manager. The line manager should know, HR should know, and it's completely free as well. And also, most of the time, it's available to family members as well.
Right.
But people don't know that. So, one of the things is you can get access to, say, 5 free counselling sessions. If you're waiting for counselling sessions on the NHS, the average wait is 18 weeks. If you work for a company, you can phone up and get it straight away. Please use EAP, because if you don't use these services, they're going to go away. And if these things go away, guess what? They don't come back.
Okay. And is it readily findable?
Yeah, it's readily findable. Most of the time, they're hidden in plain sight. So it'd be like a poster in the coffee machine, in the coffee machine, or in the coffee room, or something like that. But you also asked, what could an employer do to ensure people are less stressed? Well, how about letting people have a lunch break? How about let people have a screen break? How about encourage people to take their full annual leave? Because it's something I learnt recently, that there's a phenomenon called leavism, where people don't take their annual leave, or when they do take their annual leave, that they're catching up on work, or they're using it to mask sickness. I also heard about that NHS survey that people are turning up to work probably ill. Another thing about British industry too, called presenteeism, people turning up to work, especially since that 2008-2009 crash, because of lack of resources, or they feel like they need to do the work, or maybe they're scared, for their jobs. If they don't go in, am I going to be replaced? So we've got a lot of people turning up at work and actually not contributing, to their detriment as well. So, particularly in the NHS, people coming in sick, are they really performing to their best ability? No, they're not.
Well, exactly. It's a fascinating chat. You've got a stress test that people can take.
We have at stress.org.uk. I heard that you took it over at Radio.
No, the staff have taken it. I'm not stressed. The staff, I'm looking at them. Yeah, they're stressed, apparently.
They're stressed. What, is this your team under you?
This is my team.
Oh,
the Burnsy team are claiming stress.
Are they? Well, what particular areas? Any kind of idea?
One of them apparently had emergency on the results.
Okay, all right. Well, you've got my number. Perhaps we can have a chat after this.
We might need an intervention, Duncan.
Mm-hmm.
We might.
I need an intervention. Well, you know what? We're doing a public event. We're doing a public event down in that London, I'm afraid.
All right, okay.
On the 12th of March, it's the 10-step stress solution. It's based on our dear leader, our founder, Neil Shah, his book, The 10-Step Stress Solution. If you look on Eventbrite for the links, or if you just go to stress.org.uk, that maybe that's an intervention. But perhaps that's something we can have a chat about after this call, Thursday.
Nice.
That emergency that we've seen on the.
Well, yeah, I'll be looking at the results. Duncan, nice to talk to you. What a great job title, by the way, Chief Inspiration Officer.
Yeah,
every organisation should have one.
Well, thank you very much. I hope I've gone some way into inspiring you.
No, you have. Thank you very much. There you go. That's Duncan Rzysko from the Stress Management Society. You can check them out, www.stress.org. Chief Inspiration Officer.